I'm proud of myself. My kids are proud of me. My mom, my dad, my fiance, my family, my bosses, they're proud of me. And I want to further my education. I want to go to school to be a mortician, own my own two funeral parlors. And that is my plan.
I took the opportunity and I did it, and just like everybody else here that's graduating, I mean, it's hard work, but it's worth it in the end. And you know, you can always achieve anything you want to achieve, is what I learned. And that if I just put my mind to it, I can do it. So, I mean, on behalf of everybody, you know, I'm gonna say congratulations, because it's, you know, everything that I wanted to do. And then in the fall, hopefully I'll be going to Master Media Institute to pursue my dreams. So,
because I didn't want my son to come to me one day and say, Mom, you didn't graduate from school, so why can't I not graduate? Why can't I be like you? So I wanted to show him that school is really important.
you gonna say something?
For the last several years, me and my daughter have struggled through many things. Through the grace of God, He has pulled my family together. I have a grandson coming, and Precious, don't you go. We're going back to school. I'm doing this.
Omega School purposely decided to locate its building on Badger Road because it's one of the more challenging neighborhoods in the city, and we wanted to be accessible to the people that need us. And we thought by being by the South Transfer Point that would make us accessible to all parts of the city. So we like to believe we're an anchor to help stabilize the neighborhood. And everyone's aware of the work that we do at Omega, and have been very supportive. Students know that if they're interested in getting their GED, HSED, that Omega is a place to come. Okay, we're getting through here. These are some pictures of our graduates, and students will either see someone they know, see someone that looks like them, or see someone in their situation, whether it's having children or coming from a large family or having a husband or a daughter. So we use the pictures to both tell a story and inspire our students to make the next step. Actually, this young girl here is now in 6th grade, and used to go to Lincoln Elementary and would come and visit the school to show her picture. So the staff are looking up material, and we have some volunteers working one-to-one with the students. So it's a quiet place to study. Students are kind of using this opportunity to build their skills. So every student who comes signs in. and works on their goals. And then each student has a folder that kind of documents what they're working on. And then we give stars off for each student once they pass the test. So this is our child care room. We take pictures of all the students who come here. It reinforces that they're valued. They look for their picture. And with the books, we try to encourage reading and family literacy. And since we've offered the child care, we've had over 15 moms complete their GEDs. And the child care really made a difference. We also provide a meal. So today we had lasagna. It's a chance to break bread and kind of talk informally with them. Omega School is a nonprofit organization. We have a board of directors that sets the policy for the school. We get support from United Way of Dane County, the City of Madison Community Services Commission, and then we have contracts with about 7 different school districts, including Madison Schools, DeForest, Middleton, Verona, Oregon, Stoughton, and they send us students who don't make it in the traditional schools, and because of the one-to-one that we do here, a lot of students seem to have success.
It's more, you kind of work on your own out of booklets and stuff, and then when you get so far and stuff, they'll test you, and like if you have questions, it's a one-on-one basis, or there's I think 4 or 5 teachers here, that are all more than willing to help you at any time if one's busy or something.
We do what's called, we teach to the test, meaning that each person has to go through the 5 GED tests. Generally we start with the reading test, and then social studies and science, and then math and writing. So once, for example, in reading, that's the first test they normally do. Once they do a pre-test, we have a good idea of how fast or how slow it's going to be. So the pre-test gives us a good idea of, is this something they can do in a couple weeks, or is it going to be something it's going to take a month or 2 to finish? So the test gives us some idea, and then it directs us within that subject area, within reading. Maybe they need to study poetry. Maybe they need one of the critical thinking skills, analysis. So it kind of targets where they need to focus on, and then they do the book work. They do some of the study skills here so that they can build their skills. And after studying for a little bit, then we retest and see, did they pick up on some of their deficiencies, and have they moved forward, and are they closer to a position of passing the test?
Since I've been here, I've passed my reading test. I've passed my science test. Right now I'm working on social studies.
We're able to bring in people that are at a wide variety of levels because it's one-to-one. Because they're working individually on their own thing, we can accept people at different levels. And if they're good at something, we can do an initial test and encourage them just to go take the real test if we believe they'll have success. So we're at the point where it's about 95% of the students pass whatever test we schedule them for. It ranges from 88% for math and 96% for reading and social studies. So, but pretty much if they put in the time and take things seriously, we're able to almost ensure success.
I'm focused. I'll come in and I'm working. You know, I was never that way. I figured if I come in sidetracking like I did in school, then I'll wind up doing the same circle, dropping out or messing up or something. But I come in and it's straight to the books.
Who needs a little more support in math? She just graduated from our illustrious university
So I came
here.
on board to specifically work with students in math, and specifically the students who have already taken all the other exams, and then, you know, kind of calling them back and saying, we're going to work together, we're going to try to do more one-on-one, and then get you to finally finish.
I'll be here tomorrow as well, so then we can do that tomorrow. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because I know when I came in today too, Rob said that, because I was like, oh, did she come in yesterday? And she was like, no. So I just wanted to make sure everything was okay.
That's one of my students, and she actually,
no, that's fine. I just wanted
we've
to
been
make sure you were
meeting
doing okay.
since I started here. Actually, she came probably the week
Okay,
after I
sounds
started
good.
here,
I'll see
and
you
we've been
tomorrow.
meeting since then. And she was coming a few years back and then stopped coming. And then I think the last time she took the test was 1 year ago, from June, and then she didn't pass and then didn't come back after that. So we brought her back, and I've been working with her, and she actually hopes of taking the exam within the next week or two. So we were going to do a practice test today. So I was a little concerned because we were supposed to take it, and we had already set out kind of like a schedule for her. So when I didn't see her today, I was a little concerned. But I guess she's home with a sick niece, and she will plan on coming in tomorrow to take it.
So you put it right.
The school helps people to get their GED, and this gives people the start that they need to be able to advance a career, to begin a job that has some meaning for them, and helps them to raise themselves up. And I think that's a great thing.
Because for one, it's a lot of jobs that pay good money, you know, that want to see that GED or high school diploma, you know, and that was what was stopping me from, you know, moving up a little bit, you know, was that high school diploma or GED that I needed. So yeah, I think that would be good for me to have my GED to, you know, get a job, because what I was going to do after this was go to school to get a CNA certificate, you know. So in order to do that, you have to have your high school diploma or GED. So yeah, this was I think I made the right choice.
I got a big plan, you know. I want to own my own business. I want to be it's a variety of business that I'm getting myself involved in. I want to be in, you know, like custodial work. I want to be in lawn care. Then I want to have my own personal transportation. My plans and my GED, I think, will release a lot of things. I could find a comfort zone within self to manage and to control the things that I plan to do. And I think GED for me will be the key to success.
I mean, that's probably the biggest challenge here is how do you kind of handle that they have other challenges?
Where I'm from, it's like you don't think about what's going on at the age of 30 when you're younger. You know, you ain't even imagining being around at 30. You know, you done did everything that you could possibly do not to be here at this point. And if you make it this far, it's like, man, wow, I can't believe I'm still here.
By me being so young, having my first child, you know, it was hard to even get a job to support the baby. You know, it was hard for me to find a place to stay with my baby. My mother went to prison when I had my son, so you know, I had to go to shelters and sleep in their hallways. You know, I couldn't even really admit to the shelter because I was not of age. So there was a lot of bouncing around going on. So I just couldn't go to school. I didn't have time for school.
I was having some problems with some other students that were gang members, and they wound up coming over to my house, got into a big gang fight in my parking lot with knives and guns, and I had a drive-by shooting pulled on me, walking down Troy Drive.
For most of the students, it's, you know, life happened in such a way for them that staying in a traditional school setting didn't work, or something happened that just didn't fit their life at the time. And while this is a lot more flexible, at the same time, there still has to come with that understanding that, you know, life is still happening for them, and it's not always going to be that easy.
Some of our students, you know, they have transportation concerns, so we provide bus tickets. We give them a cab ride to take a test. Some people have childcare needs. We provide free childcare. We also provide a meal for students because some people come hungry. I help pay for the test. We have classes in the morning, afternoon, and night. So I believe I've eliminated most of the obstacles that people have in terms of cost or time or childcare or getting here.
I think that this program offers something that students cannot get anywhere else in the city, and that is the small group, the non-traditional kind of learning, testing when they're ready, you know, studying when they have time available, because a lot of the students, I said, you know, some of them have a hard time getting jobs, others of them hold 3 jobs, you know. It's like a very, very mixed group. And so, you know, they can come here when they've got time. They can even bring their children, you know, in the morning, and they'll have somebody to watch their children. So I think a lot of those barriers for a lot of students are taken away by this program, you know, and so they are able to then come here and to be successful. And they weren't able to be successful in a traditional setting. And so I think the school offers, as it did for my son, it offered really, I think, the only chance for him to graduate. And I think that's the same for a lot of other kids like him.
In these times when the workforce in Wisconsin is not keeping up with the advances in technology and the demands of globalization, Omega School is giving the community a previously untapped group of people who have proven themselves and who now have the skills to further their education or enter employment at a higher level.